Indian armed forces aren't just training anymore. From November 3rd, entire air corridors are sealed in the eastern, the central and the western sectors. The Indian Air Force is moving in with unprecedented levels of deployment. The Navy and the Army are plugging the gaps on land and in the sea. From November 3rd, NOTAMs will seal vast swathes of airspace from central India's Romeo-Arban exercise between November 3rd and 28th to IAF's exercise in the Bay of Bengal from November 3rd to 14th. An almost entirety of northeast India from November 6th to January 15th. Most of these NOTAMs go into force while the Tri-Forces wargaming exercise continues in the Western Theatre, known as Exercise Trishul. These NOTAMs have put not just Pakistan, but Bangladesh, China, Bhutan, Myanmar and Nepal's borders on high alert.
The exercise of the Air Force is being carried out in a strategically sensitive northeastern region which borders 4 countries, that is China, Bangladesh, Bhutan and Myanmar. It is sending a clear message to both to Pakistan as well as to these 4 countries that India will go to any length to protect its territorial integrity and sovereignty even in remote areas and high altitude terrain, as well as in the rest parts of the northeastern region. Hundreds of fighter aircraft transporters as well as attack helicopters such as LCH Prachand will take part in this exercise. The main objective of the exercise, besides sending a strategic message, is to undertake air dominance missions as well as combat support operations at some of the most highest peaks of the world, which are here in the Himalayas in the northeastern region, ranging from 17,000 feet to 22 to 23,000 feet.
On the Western Front, Trishul's Joint Tri-Services Ops test rapid deployment along the line of control and the India and Pakistan international border. Artillery barrages, airstrikes and even naval blockades. And in the east, the NOTAMs serve as a reminder to our neighbors that no front is overlooked.
The NOTAMs have been issued in the east also, which means there is some coordination going on between this exercise and the NOTAMs which have been issued, or probably some air exercises in the east also. It gives a message to China that we will be able to take care of both, and it gives us also an idea of the strength we have to handle a situation on either ends of our nation. That's one major thing. But more importantly, it puts Pakistan on the back foot. They're already in a tizzy. They must be flying all their aircraft up and down, and they must be putting all their intelligence sensors up and surveillance sensors. So they would be up and about. And more importantly, you have to see it in the perspective that they're having a problem on the western border with Afghanistan. And this is the time when we are doing this exercise from this side. So, they are caught between the two. One doesn't know where they probably would be thinking, where do we go from here?
It's not just the northeast. The Bay of Bengal NOTAMs have even raised eyebrows. This is the second NOTAM within a span of a month. This one for COPE India, Indian Air Force's joint air drills with United States and Australia. The first NOTAM masked an Agni missile test from Abdul Kalam Island, India's crown jewel for strategic launches. Speculations now swirl, will this round include BrahMos or Nirbhaya overflights? With Abdul Kalam Island included in the NOTAM area, all options are open. The exercises also serve as a timely reminder to Bangladesh of India's strategic posture amidst its dramatic pivot towards China and Pakistan.
Eastern part of India, called Seven Sisters, they are landlocked country, landlocked region of India. They have no way to reach out to the ocean. We are the only guardian of the ocean.
Unfortunately, Dhaka has gone back to the pre-1971 days, in which, frankly, Islamists are in control and the secular forces have lost control. There's no question that Sheikh Hasina was a very corrupt leader, but the Awami League minus Sheikh Hasina would be far and away, if I may say so, far and away the winner in any fair election in Bangladesh. So the reality is when Muhammad Yunus said, oh, we are worried about a fair election, what he means is he is worried about the ability of the government presumably led by him. I say presumably because not really. These Wahhabi forces are really in control, being able to ensure a rigged poll, a poll in which their candidates sweep the board. So there again, I think India has got to be very watchful. We have got to be very, very cautious about it.
The timing is not lost on anyone. Recent Pakistan-Bangladesh military hurdles, troop exchanges and joint maneuvers have had New Delhi's radars pinging.
हम सिंदूर की तैयारी में हैं, हम सिंदूर जो चल रहा है उसके लिए हम रेडी हैं, डिप्लॉयड हैं और जहां तक कि बाकी जो हमने अपने प्लान्स किए हैं हम उनके साथ भी चलते रहेंगे. So that is a very simple message that we are looking.
You know, Pakistan has been over clever and overactive in trying to destabilize India. It joined hands with the CIA, its ISI, to create a colored revolution in Bangladesh, as a result of which the Jamaat-e-Islami and the Razakars, who supplied women to the Pakistan army during the 71 war, have been brought in center stage. General Mirza, very grandiosely, the chief of the general staff of the Pakistan army, very grandiosely visited the border, provinces of Bangladesh and with binoculars scanned the Siliguri corridor in some kind of a message to India. This message has backfired badly. India believes in mirror imaging. India believes in a tit-for-tat approach. India has paid back the compliment in Afghanistan, and Pakistan now has a raging war going on with Afghanistan on its border.
This mobilization isn't coincidence, it's calculated. As China eyes Myanmar and Bangladesh flirts with old foes, India's NOTAMs weave deterrence with diplomacy. The tri-services aren't just training, they're forging an unbreakable shield for Bharat's rise.
You see, this is a multi-domain exercise. Not only is it a tri-service exercise to combine the land, sea and air forces, it also is catering to the cyber domain. It is catering to outer space assets and our intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance systems out in space. It is also, catering to the electronic spectrum. So it is an exercise designed to test out our theaterization concepts. Lessons learned from Op Sindoor and some new concepts are being tried out.
It is also being carried out in December and January, when actually the snow falls and the entire area gets covered with snow tops. At this time, now when we carry out our logistic supplies as well as we carry out our air dominance missions, it is going to ensure that we test our entirety all the types of operations that can be carried out, all the situations that we can encounter in the pre-winter and winter period, as well as we can see how do we deploy and redeploy our forces and counter to those situations as the situation changes in 2 and 2.5 front war. In case it ever takes place, that means both Pakistan on one side and China on the other side, even with Bangladesh providing them some limited support. So this exercise is going to be crucial, and the time periods, elongated time periods, ensure that we test out all the situations in a 2.5 front war, and we also are able to air supply thousands of tons of logistic supply to the troops which are operating from some of the most inhospitable terrains in the world.
In a neighborhood of shifting sands, India stands firm. These NOTAMs, these drills, they are more than maneuvers. They are the pulse of a vigilant nation, turning vigilance into victory. From the lessons of Operation Sindoor to the triumphs of tomorrow, Bharat's forces are reminding the world: our skies, our seas, our borders are untouchable and unbreakable.